But yeah, I'm excited for tonight. I mean, of course, we have not seen a team go back-to-back, right, since the Patriots of 2003, 2004. They were good in the playoffs that year, but they lost to Denver in the
that
divisional
long
round.
100-yard Champ Bailey return.
Exactly right.
Tom Brady historically struggled in Denver.
Yes.
So that was the end of the road. And I thought back all the way to when I was growing up, watching the Dolphins, just assuming they were going to win 3 in a row. After they go 17-0, manhandle the Vikings in 73. They're on their way. The Sea of Hands game against the Raiders. And that was when the Raiders were finally like, they had a great regular season, but they couldn't do anything in the postseason. They finally broke through. And that was like, wow, this has really changed the narrative because it was all Dolphins.
Right.
Steelers had a chance. They got to the AFC Championship. And again, the Raiders, that's when the Raiders busted through to the Super Bowl. Otherwise, we would have had a rematch of Steelers-Vikings. I wouldn't have felt very good about that in Super Bowl 11. And you've been mentioning like some of the 80s era stuff with your dad's Giants team in 90 being the one that kept the 49ers from going 3 in a row.
Exactly right. It wasn't my dad on that day, right? But it was Jeff Hostetler, but still nonetheless, right? It is a little bit, we go into the year here and go, who's going to be that team? Who's that team that's going to stand up to the Kansas City Chiefs right now in the AFC? I think it's a fair question. We know there's a lot of talent in the AFC. There's a lot of good quarterback play. But as far as complete teams matching up and being a team that can really dethrone, right, the Kansas City Chiefs, I think you look at those teams and go, okay, hey, yeah, obviously the Ravens are in that combo. I think Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals are the Giants to the 49ers, or the 49ers to the Cowboys with Jason Garrett and the Troy Aikman team, right, who won 2 in a row and then lost that third NFC Championship game to the 49ers out in San Francisco with Deion Sanders and all them. But that's something I'm intrigued by this year. Are we just going to – who in the AFC is going to rise up to the occasion? Are we just going to sit down here and lay down to the Chiefs and let them just, run the world in the AFC? And I look at those 3 teams as to be 3 teams that I think not only have the players and the team, but I think have the quarterbacks too that want to go, wait, I'm sick of this Mahomes stuff here. I want to make my mark and win a Super Bowl.
To me, it's the Bengals because we've seen it happen.
Exactly.
Joe Burrow lives for the postseason.
Right.
He changes.
Right.
Some guys turtle when the postseason rolls around, and other guys step up. And Burrow transforms into a superhero, even more of a superhero.
Right.
It's not Clark Kent to Superman. It's Superman to Superman on steroids by the time Joe Burrow makes it. Not that I'm not saying Joe Burrow's on steroids. It was just an example
I know what you
for
meant.
the Superman.
I got you.
I don't know that steroids would help Superman, but work with me on that. But that was missing last year because Burrow was hurt. We had that. And I remember when the schedule came out, New Year's Eve, we got to wait until New Year's Eve for Chiefs-Bengals. Yeah. This classic postseason matchup where the Bengals beat them one year, the Bengals had them on the ropes the next year, and somehow the Chiefs pulled the rabbit out of the hat. We got to wait all the way until the brink of the postseason for this game. No, let's do it early. Yeah. This year we're getting it early. And I think that the Bengals are that team that stands out above the rest, that when it's time to face down the Mahomes mystique, they welcome it.
Yes.
They want it. They wouldn't have it any other way.
Agreed. That's what I look at. And listen, I know we're doing some predictions later and all that. I've already predicted my Super Bowl matchup and all that, and I'll be one to just, kind of talk about that a little bit here and just go, hey, yeah, I picked the Bengals to go to the Super Bowl this year for the reasons you talked about. I did. Again, I know I love the Chiefs. I got major respect for them. I would love to see them get to the Super Bowl and have a three-peat. But, yeah, I think the Bengals are a team that I look at and go, this Jamar Chase thing is about the only thing I'm worried about on their football team. I know we'll discuss that a little later. But, yes, they have the qualities that you're talking about. And I think the way they've talked all offseason, OTAs, the way Jamar Chase talks, and we know Joe Burrow's not scared of the Chiefs or any of that, they refuse to back down from that. And they do look like the team to me that is the hungriest to dethrone the Kansas City Chiefs. And I would say on top of that, yeah, they have the quarterback that I think is most capable of being cool and big pressure against a guy like Mahomes and being one of those few guys where you go, wait, we know Mahomes is going to come out on top against just about everybody, but Burrow, I'm not sure about that one. And that's where Cincinnati and the Bengals, I think, are extremely dangerous. But, yeah, I look at it. And, that I kind of went off of history a little bit with my picks that way, going like, hey, it's always the team that's the biggest rival that knocks you off. Because they're all year. They're sitting there watching the Super Bowl. Oh, I can remember my dad in '89 watching the 49ers beat the Broncos. I could tell he was disgusted and bothered by it when I was sitting there watching with it. He was like, oh my gosh, Joe's got 4 and we only got 1, and we can't beat them, and blah, blah, blah. And they were bothered by it. And that's, of course, why they started out 10-0 in '90, because they knew, hey, this is the 49ers. They're going for a 3-peat. We need to match that kind of, intensity. And I think we're going to see the Bengals match that intensity through the year. Just that chase thing bothers me a little bit.
Well, and again, until somebody can knock off the team that has climbed at the top of the mountain 2 straight years, we look at it and we say, we don't think anybody can do it. I look at it and I say, I don't think anybody can do it. That's one area, and who knows? We both may be flat wrong, but we both see Chiefs and Bengals crossing paths in the postseason,
so,
and
right.
it could go either way. That's the beauty of it. Again, that's why this dynasty is not boring like ones we've seen in the past, where it's like, oh, could somebody else please have a turn? Could somebody else play? Because even when the Chiefs win, they really keep us in doubt. They keep us on the edge of the seat. They keep us guessing all the way until the very end when they somehow snatch
it's
victory from the jaws
regardless.
of defeat.
Right,
exactly.
Right. It is.
Exactly.
It definitely is that way.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.